Let's talk about the world's new number one richest person. It's a guy that works at LVMH. He's the CEO, and his name is Bernard Arnault. He's the wealthiest person on earth. And what can we learn from him? Well, LVMH is the maker of the Louis Vuitton bags, like this one here, for example, that I bought my wife for Mother's Day. So what are three qualities that Bernard has that makes him successful? Well, number one, he is unemotional about business. And he's actually been nicknamed the Terminator, as he quickly lays off thousands of people if needed. He's also called the wolf in the cashmere coat. Not velvet, though, unlike me. He's a real deal, not me. Now, unfortunately, the best business people can be highly unemotional, especially many billionaire hedge fund managers who never get too happy when things go well, and conversely, they never freak out when things don't go well. And unemotional business people don't sell stocks at the worst time, because Warren Buffett once said, the New York Stock Exchange is the only store in the world where consumers sell stuff when it goes on sale. Think about that. Now, it is hard being unemotional about business, and there's a fine line. But when I used to work on Wall Street and in the hedge fund industry, it was very stressful. And I conditioned myself that the second I touched my front doorknob when I got home, I conditioned myself the second I touched it to leave all my business stress outside so I can focus on what's most important, meaning my wife, Christine, and my kids. And by the time your kids are 12 years old, you've already spent 90% of the time you'll ever spend with them. And one of the positives, unfortunately, but one of the positives of COVID is that I got to spend a lot more time with my kids. They're a bit older now. I have two that are teenagers right now. My wife jokes she has 4 sons. Now, the second quality that Bernard has is he understands the importance of distribution channels, like Coca-Cola does. Now, Coca-Cola bought Dasani water years ago, and they profited immensely as they sell Dasani water through their massive distribution channels of stores, restaurants, Walmart, etc. In fact, sometimes American companies, what they'll do is big American companies with a global footprint, they'll pay a massive premium to buy a company that seems expensive, but the deal is immediately accretive, meaning it makes the valuation of the company buying often go down as it's a profitable deal. And I'll explain why with an example. Hewlett-Packard used to do this a lot, as HP had at one point 60% of their revenue overseas. And they often bought American software companies that seemed expensive that had 100% of their revenues in the United States. And so HP made the deal very profitable as they could sell their software products globally through their own distribution channels. And at one point, actually, it's interesting, HP was the 5th largest software company in the world. And we used to joke on Wall Street that HP is where software companies go to die. Now, unlike HP, LVMH has made their deals work incredibly well, especially back in the 1990s when LVMH's stock increased 15 times. Now, the companies that they bought to sell in their global distribution channels include Celine, Christian Lacroix, Marc Jacobs, and even Sephora. And later on, Bernard bought a massive stake in Gucci, and he purchased Christian Dior as well. Now, the third quality that makes Bernard successful is that he understands the importance of branding and high profit margins, just like Apple does. Yes, they sell expensive products, but they have a superb brand and high quality products. And Sony does the same thing too. You always pay the Sony premium whenever you want to buy Sony music equipment or Sony televisions or better yet, awesome high-end Sony cameras. They're great. And Bernard understands this concept thoroughly. You know, if you build and maintain premium brands, then you can charge a premium price. And his profit margins are insanely high, unlike me with my cheap courses and my fake clothes. So the bottom line is, Bernard Arnault is very successful in part due to, number one, he is unemotional about business. Number two, he understands distribution channels. And number 3, he thoroughly understands the importance of brands and high profit margins.